Let's have a look at a few Linux apps. I want to start with the file manager. This is the Mate desktop of Linux Mint, so this is Kaja. The first thing I want to show you is splitting of the screen or getting an extra pane, and we just press F3 on the keyboard, and there we go. Now we've got twin panes or an extra pane. If you go to View, you can see it there, extra pane, and View, extra pane, and there's the F3 like that, or F3 on your keyboard. This is particularly useful, as you can imagine, when you've got a lot of folders and you want to move them across into the appropriate location without having to flick backwards and forwards from one folder to the other. You can see what both of them are doing, depending on how much screen space you've got, of course. We can also, if we click on the right hand side here and press Ctrl-T, we get tabs up the top if you want a little bit more fine grain. So we can, for example, have our documents there. We can select the other tab and go to videos. So there's dog vids there, so we can just drag that into the videos, and we can go back to documents and we can find a document there somewhere like that one, and so forth. So that's pretty handy. And of course you can do the same if you click in here and go Ctrl-T, you can get a second tab at the top, just the same as in a browser, and we can close them just by hitting the X's. This also works in Cinnamon, pretty much the same, except Cinnamon doesn't have this other little panel directly above. It's all reflected over on the left hand side, which I'll show you a bit later on. Unfortunately, F3 doesn't work in Thuna on XFCE, so the only thing you can do in Thuna is to use multiple tabs or open a second window. So Ctrl-T for tab and F3 for extra pane. Pretty handy. In icon view, such as we're looking at here on Kaja or the Mate desktop, pretty easy. If you want to cut and paste, we can just cut and paste like that, and there it is there. If we go to list view, which is actually my preferred view, and we go to cut this folder here, each time we right click to paste, it's actually going to go into one of the other folders. We can't, even out here, doesn't matter where we click, it's going to select a folder. And to get around that, well, you could go up a level like that and then paste it into there, or you can come back, you can just click on this button up the top, so right click, paste into folder, and there it is there. If you want to see your full path where you are here, you can click this little icon on the left, and there it is there. It shows you the full path, and if you click it again, you'll just go back to the button view. For whatever reason, in the Cinnamon desktop with files, I didn't actually have too many problems. I could right click on there and go cut, and it seemed to detect the spacing between the folders, and I could just paste it into this location without pasting it inside that folder. But that must be something unique to Cinnamon. So that's how I get around it. It's just by right clicking up here and going paste into folder. This is the Cinnamon desktop, and if we go into the file manager, you can see I've already got list view selected here, and if I want to right click and cut, I can right click over here and paste without it pre-selecting one of the folders like it does in Kaja on the Mate desktop. Or we can right click, cut, and this is the other thing I was mentioning, is you don't get one of these up the top. There's only one set of buttons, so you actually have to click into here to select. And now we can also, I could right click in here and paste, or I can right click on folders and paste into the folder that way. So Cinnamon just allows you to actually paste into here without it selecting one of the folders. So that must be something unique to Cinnamon. Another handy feature is creating bookmarks of places that you go to often without having to. You can see here I've gone down 1, 2, 3. I'm sort of 3 or 4 levels down, and I'm going to use this regularly, so I can just go to bookmarks, add a bookmark, and there it is. I can even rename that by hitting the rename there, or if I don't want it anymore I can hit remove and it's gone. So that's pretty helpful as well. If we do a search for what I've typed here, YouTube-DL space GUI, you can find a nice little application here, and this will be it down here. And this is the page. We can see down the bottom there's Windows, and down here is other platforms, so we'll click on that. And we're on Linux Mint, so we'll choose Ubuntu. The one we want is the latest one, which is down near the bottom. The second one off the bottom, .deb, so we're going to choose the .deb. And we're going to open with gdebi package installer. So we'll click OK. Now this is outside the Linux Mint software repositories. So this is a little bit like the old days of going out and downloading some .exe file and double clicking it. So you do this at your own risk. But anyway, let's proceed. So we're going to go install package. And we'll continue. While it's doing that, we'll just go here to YouTube and we'll just find some videos. That one there's not too long. And we can see it's just finished. It says same version's already installed or reinstall package. You don't get a pop-up saying, you know, it's finished installing, so it just finishes like that. So we can close out of there. And if we go to the menu and type YouTube, there it is there, and it should be in your internet category. So there it is, YouTube downloader, and GUI is GUI, graphical user interface. And here it is. We'll change in here. We're going to change to videos, because I'm going to use it to download videos to my videos directory. There's more options up in here. If you go to options, the way you want the file name, for example, it's going to be the title of the video, and you can make it shut down on completion, which is handy. You can stack up a whole heap of videos, go to work, go to bed or whatever, and the computer will shut down when it's done. So we'll leave all those. There's obviously more features in there. You can entertain yourself forever in there. So that's enough to get us started. So we'll go back to YouTube, and here's the video that we want. We just copy the URL, and then we just paste it into here. Then we click add, and then down bottom right hand corner we've got the download button. We'll give it a moment. It's queued at the moment. You'll see it'll go to download shortly. Pre-processing and downloading. We get the video name. Because it's set to title, you can set that however you want. It's finished. And the extension .mp4 and other information shows up there. So now if we go to our videos directory, we should find, there it is there, epoxy resin DIY, and there it is there. So we'll clear that out, we'll delete it out of there. And that's just an MP4 now, so you just double click it and it'll just play in your video player. We can also download a channel by clicking on the channel name, and here we can see is the channel URL. So we click on that and we paste it into the top here, the same as we did before. We add it, and we hit download. We'll just give it a moment. It's processing, and here we can see it's doing 1 of 98 on the right hand side. So that's a good way of backing up your own channel or downloading a channel, all the videos, and you can view them offline. I'm not going to let that finish. I think I'll just stop that. You get the idea. So we'll remove that as well. We can also drag and drop the video. So you can drag from the preview window, and you'll need to click down a line. So each one of these has to be on its own separate line. So click in at the end and then press enter. So we can drag another one across there, click in at the end and press enter. We drag another one, and so on. We'll just get rid of that empty line up there. This also works, for example, here on BitChute. So we'll just drag something from there. There we go. We've got one from BitChute. And we'll drag another one like so. And there's another one. And then we add them and hit the download button as well. So you can do individual videos, you can do entire channels, you can do videos off other websites. It doesn't have to be one particular website. You can chop and change, you can look around, you can go wherever you want. So we see it's finished downloading the first one there. Finished, so now it's moving on to the next one, and so on and so forth. So that's YouTube Downloader. Pretty nice little bit of software there. As I say, it's outside of the Linux Mint software repository, so you download and install this at your own risk. But we'll move along. Next one I will share is Xpad, which is just a little notepad utility, and we're just in the software manager. We just search for Xpad, Xpad, and we'll hit install. Put in our password as usual. Click launch. That's just to do with auto start, so I don't think that'll cause too many problems. And you get a little welcome screen. I'm just going to gloss over it all for the moment. And in its current mode, all you have to do is start typing, like so. You don't even need to save it, it automatically saves. It's got the little tray icon down near the clock. However, what I've found with the tray icon, there it is there, it's pad 1. Whatever's in the first line is the name of the document effectively, so we call it Xpad, and we'll see it down here. There it is, number 1 is Xpad. So if we start Xpad from the menu, again we'll get a second pad, and I don't know how to actually move them without with the mouse, so I'm actually going to delete that, and now we're back to the original one. I don't actually run the tray icon, so I usually go preferences, and I auto hide the toolbar, and I usually just deselect those two, and show window decorations. And now I've got a little title bar at the top to drag it around with. And whatever's in this top line is what's written in the title bar there. So we go to tray, and we get rid of the tray icon, and that's about how I use it there. It's pretty handy. You want to copy some address from the internet, you can just copy and paste in there like that. You don't need to save it. You close it down, And now if we go back to the menu and type Xpad, there it all is there, just the way we left it last time. So pretty handy little pad for jotting stuff down. You can probably change colours and do lots of other stuff with it. There's more options and whatever in here. I don't know if you can change the colour or not actually. Yes, you can. There you go. Like that. So yeah, pretty handy little notepad just for jotting stuff down on your screen while you're working away. Just thought I'd share that with you.